GG's. It's basically 7 o'clock, so it's time for Bugs time anyway.
Enjoy making your funny little guide. I will be watching.
Enjoy making a little bit of content real quick, you know?
See you around. Bye.
Yo, peace out, buddy. Have a good one. Fuck that guy. Anyway, we are here. We are live. We got the 2024 version of the Bugs Bunny guide. Between beta and launch, he's quite a bit different. He's got a lot of changes here and there. While he has some of the same similar gameplay and ideas as he had before, he now has a few new things. So we're gonna get this started off. We're gonna go through moveset first. So starting with grounded normals, he's got a couple things. He's got the slide, he's got the forward tilt. Also, people will call this the jab, but this is the forward tilt as well. And also, he's got pie, which is his down attack, which quickly, you just pull a pie, you charge it, you throw it. The longer you pull it, the longer you charge it, the more damage it does. If you charge it not at all, you do 2 damage. And if you charge it fully, you do up to 6 damage. A couple quick anecdotes about the pie. This pie also has some more unique properties to it, including the fact that you can redirect it. So if you throw a pie and then you hit it up, it'll go up. Hit it down, it'll go down. Hit it forward, it'll go forward. That kind of thing. Differences between this version of the game and the last. Now, pie is no longer on a cooldown. Old version of Multiversus, pie bugs used to have only 2 at a time, but nowadays he has an unlimited amount. However, the way they limited pie is to make it so hey, you can only have 1 pie on screen at the same time. So if you're throwing around pies like this, yada yada, you can't just spam them endlessly. Like the old ones will disappear as soon as you throw a new one. Also, now whenever you throw a pie, if your opponent hits the pie, it'll destroy the pie. Well, you can kind of punch the pie there. Maybe Shaggy's fist isn't disjointed enough. Some characters can destroy the pie. It's hard to show, but it is a thing. It is a thing. One last thing about the pie real quick is when your pie hits your teammate, you can see me, it actually heals your teammate. So in 2s, sitting back and just throwing pie is like a legitimately like really good thing you can do, because every single pie you throw, it'll heal your teammate for 5 and it'll keep going, and it can potentially hit enemies as well. So here I do a pie, heal my teammate for 5, hit my opponent for 4. That's a net 9 damage right there. You know what I mean? So it's got some use. It's pie's pretty good in doubles. It's pretty good in doubles. Next we're gonna switch over to the aerials. He's got the down air, which is a big mallet swing in front of him that he can get that can lead into combos if you hit the ground bounce off of it. It is now no longer a kill move. In the beta, this used to be a kill move. Nowadays, this is just kind of a combo setup move that you can maybe combo into an up air at later percents. Then he's got up air. This move is the move everyone likes to talk about on Bugs. Big bat swing above his head. This move hits in front of him. It hits behind him. It can be comboed into for a really strong kill, and just generally does a lot of things like that. Just a big slow combo finisher, basically. Like a lot of your combos on Bugs are going to be trying to end into this move. Whenever you get people scared, like when you throw pies at them, they might try to jump over the pie. You can try to up air them, things like that. And then last but not least, Bugs Bunny in this patch of the game has neutral air. In this version of the game, this is the move you're going to be wanting to use the most on Bugs Bunny because it is very, very strong. This neutral air, 1, you can jump cancel it, meaning that when you land with it, you can jump out of it right away and not have any lag at all. Additionally, this move is one of his main combo moves. This is one of the best Bugs moves right now. They made this move very consistent between the beta version and this version. It now links into itself a lot better. The hitbox is a lot nicer, so it's a lot less likely to drop. You can catch people with grounded opponents. You can combo into it off of some of your grounded options like that. So basically, this is the combo move of Bugs Bunny right now. If you want to learn how to combo with Bugs, make sure you know how to use this move first and foremost. Anyway, going into the last of the moveset, we can talk about Bugs Bunny's specials, or for his down special in general. Bugs Bunny has Tunnel, Burrow. This tunnel lets him go from side to side of the stage. He temporarily becomes invincible when he does it, so you can't hit Bugs when he's underground. And then if you wait out the full amount of time, you come out with a hitbox. So Bugs has a couple options with this tunnel. 1, like I just said, you can wait out the full amount of time, come out with a hitbox. Or 2, you can press jump to leave early, and then you can just leave the tunnel wherever you jump out of. And those are like the main 2 things Bugs is gonna do when he's coming out of tunnel. He'll either come out and hit you, or come out early and try to catch you off guard while you're waiting for him to come out. So let's say, oh, my opponent's gonna wait for me to come out. What if I come out early and come out with an aerial? You know what I mean? So that's like some of the main use of tunnel. And what this move does is a lot of things. 1, it allows Bugs to have fast traversal to go from one side of the stage to the other. You can just quickly hop back and forth between the tunnels. You can also throw projectiles into some of the tunnels, and they'll come out the other side. You can do the same thing with his other projectiles as well, but we'll get around to those. But yeah, very high multi-purpose move. A little bit of quick tech while we're talking about this move that people might not know about. When you pop out of tunnel early, you can actually hold down to immediately go back to the original side. So if you set up a tunnel right under someone, you hit jump and you hold down, boom, I'm back on the left right away. This kind of thing can be used for like really, really tricky movement to throw your opponent off. The other specials Bugs has access to are up special, which is rocket by default, or the aerial side special, which is also rocket but to the side. So these moves are basically, they operate off the same cooldown. Rocket gives you a big cooldown no matter what you do with them. I mean, effectively, it's just a good move. Rocket covers a lot of space. You throw it out there. You can play around it. You can combo off of it if it hits them. You throw out the special. Like most people are going to try to jump over this. You try to up air them, that kind of thing. When you are off stage, up rocket serves as your main recovery, one of your main recovery options. Like let's say here, I'm out of everything except for B moves. I'm just going to spawn a rocket. You can jump up on the rocket. You get everything back. I have my jumps back, I have my dodges back, I have my specials back. You can basically use rocket either as a tool to buy space, or you can use rocket as a combo tool, as a recovery tool. Those are the main two things you're looking for. Last but not least for bug space specials is the safe. Safe in this version of the game is really, really good. You can control the safe by hitting it with whatever move in your kit. So if you hit the safe up with an up tilt, it'll go flying up. If you hit safe with a forward air, it'll go flying forward. So right now, most moves in your kit is bugs. Like, hey, you hit the safe, it's gone. It's a one-time swing, it does 10 damage. That's about all you're gonna get, right? However, in this version of the game, bugs can keep safe alive with down air, where if you hit safe with down air, it'll pop up a little bit and then go back down. And you can also try to keep it alive a little bit with nair as well. You can keep bouncing the safe back and forth between these two moves to keep good control over it. So for bugs, there's a couple main things you want to do for combos, and pretty much all of them involve neutral air, nair. What you want to do in order to combo people as bugs is you want to be hitting this move. You can either find this move by itself, you can find this move out of your other moves, or just like you can fly into this move in certain situations and keep this move going with your toolkit. So like, hey, you have a safe near your opponent, let me bounce around with the safe, that kind of thing. And you can use it to enable your other projectiles. Those are the main things you're gonna be looking. The combo starters for bugs, if you find a forward tilt, you can do forward tilt into up tilt into nair. In general, you can always just do up tilt into nair as well. You can do down air into nair, or you can use something called IAD. IAD stands for instant air dash. What that basically means is in this game version of Multiversus, you can use a dash forward into an instant aerial. It'll burn through half of your meter if you look below me, but it's a way of getting a lot of speed on your aerial that you wouldn't have normally. So if you're playing bugs and you're normally doing a neutral air to approach, you normally have to jump up this high, kind of fast fall it, and it's pretty slow, right? But if you do jump into instant air dodge, or if you just hold up and right in air dodge, and then instantly do the aerial, you can approach really fast with either a grounded version of your aerial, or if you do it in the air, a slightly aerial version of your aerial. And this is also a very, very, very good way of approaching people as Bugs Bunny. You can also combo in situations you normally wouldn't. So for bugs, normally you don't get anything off of forward air. Normally forward air is like a nothing burger move, like hey, you hit the forward air, your opponent's gonna get launched away, you're not gonna get anything. Now, in this version of the game, if you hit a forward air, and you instantly go into an IED version of your aerial, you can get a combo you wouldn't have normally got. So this is a new combo opener given to Bugs in this version of the game that is very, very good and very, very strong. Additionally, Bugs also has some more neutral openers that he didn't have before. He used to kind of not really have any good grounded options. All of his grounded options are either slow, like forward tilt, or very limited in scope. Like this up tilt is very, very limited in scope in terms of what it covers. That's not necessarily the same. You know how we were just talking about instant aerials with the IAD? You can also slide in with some of your grounded moves. So basically, if you do a dodge into an attack, so I'm doing a forward dodge here, and then I'm hitting forward tilt, you can slide into your opponent with a really active move in forward tilt. This is a new approach given to Bugs in this version of the game. He used to be pretty bad at approaching on the ground, but now he has one version of calling out your opponent. But yeah, he has more approach options than he had before in this kind of situation where he would normally struggle before. So it's just something to keep in mind. Keep in mind that both the instant air dash and this sliding dodge attack, they both drain half of your dodge meter below your character, which is a very, very important resource to Bugs Bunny. But the options that he gets off of hitting them are really, really tremendous. So just something to keep in mind. Now that we've gone over combo openers, we're going to talk about the combo itself. And Bugs Bunny combos right now, they're a bit simple. So basically, when you hit someone with anything into neutral air, once you get the neutral air going, you keep it going. So basically, you hit someone neutral air, you want to either just neutral air into itself over and over, hit him with the down air potentially out of it, you can keep it going that way. Or what you can do is you have to follow DI to some extent as well. So let's say you hit someone with neutral air, right? Like normally what you do with bugs is you just default to, hey, I'm gonna hit them over and over. And then if they DI in certain ways, let's say they DI up, you might have to do certain versions of follow-ups. Like, hey, they DI up, after the nair, I can go for an up air. Hey, they DI out after the neutral air, I can go for a forward air. So what you wanna do with bugs is you kind of wanna loop them, around with neutral air and down air, Keep them as close to you as possible, and as soon as your opponent has a bit of damage racked up and the neutral airs don't work anymore, end with like something like a forward air or an up air. Try to see what sort of combo you can get off that. And that's the Bugs combo game. It's basically you want to keep them, you want to stay on them, stick on them as best as you can with neutral airs and down airs. Follow them around whenever you're getting the hits, and then wherever they get too high of a percent for those the neutral airs to still work, you just go for whatever follow-up works for you. He doesn't really have too much else he's going to go for. Like I said, forward tilt, up tilt, into nair. This is a good opener for him that he can lead into an up air for a kill confirm, that kind of thing. Other combos to be aware of is once you get your opponent to a higher percent, up tilt into up air can be a really good kill confirm. If they're too high of a percent or you get some charge on the up tilt, you can do a dodge jump where you dodge and then jump to fly upwards to get a guaranteed up air off of up tilts to make yourself a kill that you normally wouldn't be able to find. You can also find this off of sliding in jabs and things like that. So this is one of the main bug skill confirms that he was given. This is something to be aware of. He couldn't really do this consistently before in the beta. Now he can. So next up, we're going to talk about neutral, which is, hey, here's what you should be doing as Bugs most of the time. Here's what you should be doing in order to find your hits, etc., etc. And for Bugs, the name of the game, well, there's two names of the game right now in this version of the game. The first one is resource management, and the second one is fuck it, we ball. And we're going to go over the resource management one first because I think it's a lot more interesting to explain. And this one is basically, how does Bugs like to cycle his toolkit? What does he do between the pies, the safe, the tunnel, the rockets? What does he do? What is he doing here? What is the goal? And there's a couple things Bugs wants to do. And the main thing is you want your opponent to burn resources. So when you're Bugs and you're spawning all your stuff around the map, what you need to know is that most of your projectiles, rocket, safe, pie, even tunnel, these things all force a horizontal reaction. So you throw pie, your opponent either has to use a projectile block to destroy it or jump over it. That's kind of the main things they got. You should have safe at them. Boom, they have to jump over it, they have to parry it, they have to roll through it. Everything forces some sort of horizontal reaction where your goal is basically to get them off the ground. Your goal is basically to get your opponent off the ground. Bugs loves the air-to-air game with this forward air. It's one of the best air-to-air moves in the entire game. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to throw pies around, catch their jumps with forward airs or up airs, throw rockets around, catch them with forward airs or up airs, force out dodges, lower their meter, until eventually your opponent has a crack and they either swing and they miss you because you're being really annoying with all your moves, like, hey, the Shaggy's jabbing over here trying to catch me running at him. Let's say I don't do that and then I suddenly throw an approach option. Or something like tunnel can be used just to annoy the heck out of your opponents. If you like stay too close to it, they can get a combo, or you can use it to, hey, I'm just gonna bounce back and forth, throw out projectiles, that kind of thing. You basically just want to make really annoying setups with your projectiles over and over until you can force your opponent to make some sort of mistake where you can capitalize. That is the first main Bugs Bunny method of playing neutral. That is what you're going to be trying to do most of the time on this character. The second way of playing neutral, which we're going to keep calling the fuck it we ball, is this is the type of neutral where you just lobotomize yourself, all right? And I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Bugs has a very, very strong combo game in the full release of Multiversus, much stronger than he had at the end of beta. So what do I mean here by fuck it we ball? I mean exactly what I say. I mean, hey, Bugs is going to spawn a safe. He's going to launch it around. He's going to do that, whatever. And then once you're back into neutral, you're playing the game, you're going to stop caring what your opponent is doing, and you're just going to fly in and you're going to nair. And honestly, this is legitimately very, very strong in this version of Multiversus. It's very worth noting. Like, this might get changed later, but right now, this is one of Bug's best options he can be doing all the time is flying in with nair. You can either just do it normally, and like I said, you have this auto cancel window where you can just jump back and forth. You can be a really big nuisance with this over and over to be super annoying with your movements. And also, you can just fly in with IEDs to make it lower, so you don't even have to worry about being tricky with your movement. You can just cover half the stage with the nair, and if your opponent isn't ready and they don't swat you out of it, that's a full combo for you right there. These are basically the two modes Bugs bounces between. He bounces between trying to be resourceful with all of his movements and his toolkit, or just saying, hey, fuck it, we're just gonna go for whatever we can. Play around your projectiles, play the air-to-air game, catch them off guard, or fuck it, we ball. On top of the nair, by the way, because I keep saying, for the fuck it, we ball neutral, I specifically mentioned nair. The slide-in jabs we mentioned before are also very good. If you throw out like things like high pies, you can stop your opponent from jumping. So like, hey, I'm throwing this above their head. They don't want to jump anymore. Now I can slide in with a jab. And since they're on the ground, this is way more likely to catch them. That's something you can do as bugs to get a combo going. And I think that generally covers most things on the rabbit. That covers like a lot of his tips and tricks. Everything else really on this character is just built around being annoying. Tunnel combos into everything in your whole kit. And I think for the most part, that covers almost everything.